The film begins with a psychic named Claire. She has the ability to enter other people's minds. A male client comes to her, and during the session, Claire steps into his memories. She finds herself back in his childhood, at school. There, she notices a book belonging to the boy with the word help written on it. Next, she finds herself inside a teacher's room, where the child has been locked in a cage. Claire urges the boy to get out and escape, but suddenly the teacher turns on her and attacks. While Claire is trying to convince the child that he must get out, Claire's daughter picks him up, allowing him to escape. Claire realizes that the teacher treated him terribly during his school days. That terrifying memory still lingers in the client's mind. Just then, Claire's daughter, Jordan, walks in and asks what happened with this client. So she tells her everything. Suddenly, someone knocks on their door. Jordan goes to answer the door and finds a young girl standing there terrified, with bruises and burn marks all over her hands. The girl explains, "A woman who's my mom's friend gave me your address and asked if you could help me and treat me, as she was once a patient of your mom's. She explains my life is in danger because I see a dangerous, powerful creature called a demon that no one else can see." Jordan is shocked and immediately asks her where it is. The frightened girl whispers, "It's standing right behind you." Jordan spins around quickly, but there's no one there. Just then, Claire comes out of her room, and she sees the creature that terrified her. Just then, the girl's father, Randall, arrives. He starts taking his daughter away, saying she doesn't need any help. After they leave, Jordan comes to her mother and says they should help the little girl. But Claire explains that they can't help her because the creature she saw is very powerful and dangerous. Jordan says she'll investigate alone. That night, she starts searching on her laptop for the woman the girl had said was her mom's friend and a former patient of Claire's. She finds her address. Claire arrives just then, so Jordan hides her. That night, while Jordan is sleeping, she suddenly has a dream about her childhood. She sees a staircase near the closet, and as she goes up, she wakes up. Then she realizes it was just a dream. The next morning, she sets off alone to visit the neighbor's house, whom the girl had said was her mom's friend. She talks to her. Jordan then asks her about the little girl. The neighbor explains that the child's mother recently passed away. Since then, the girl and her father have stayed shut inside the house, never going out, never meeting or speaking to anyone. But once, when I visited their home, I noticed a strange mark on his hand, and it made me think he might be mentally ill. That's why I gave them your mother's number, so she could go there and help Claire." She gives her Randall's card with his address written on it. Meanwhile, Claire calls her police officer friend at the police station and tells him that she had a client who had a dream where she saw his teacher treating him very badly. She also gives him the teacher's name and tells him to keep an eye on him. He knows that Claire's hunches are never wrong, so he immediately orders his team to keep an eye on him. Claire then draws a drawing of the girl and the creature, wondering what it might be. Meanwhile, Jordan arrives at the girl's address. She hears footsteps in the basement. When she approaches the door again, Randall has arrived and asks her what she's doing outside his house. Jordan tells her she's there to meet her daughter. He then tells her, "I recognize you, and if I don't want my daughter's therapy, then get out of here." However, she was stubborn, refused to listen, so when he left, she sneaks inside the house and begins investigating. She finds a picture of Randall and his family. She then saw a hidden door. Surprising her, she took a screwdriver and unscrewed the nuts. She went inside, revealing a basement where Randall's daughter told her to leave because she was hungry and wanted to eat her. She couldn't understand what she was trying to say. Randall suddenly attacked her from behind, causing Jordan to faint. Meanwhile, her mother was calling her, but she wasn't picking up the call. Suddenly, she received a call from her neighbor, who told her that her daughter had visited her a while ago and was now at Randall's house to check on her daughter. Claire was shocked and told her, "I'm coming over immediately. So take me to Randall's house immediately." Jordan opened her eyes to find herself tied up. Then, she saw a woman standing next to her, completely burned. Seeing this, she is shocked. Then Randall arrives and asks her for her phone password. She says, "Let me go. I can help your daughter." He replies, "No, no one can help my daughter because she is a demon who is always hungry and needs humans to satisfy her hunger. She's bound to my daughter, so no one can help or drive the creature away." Jordan responds, "My mom has seen the creature. If you want, she can help you." Randall calls his daughter and tells her to feed the creature if it is hungry. His daughter comes to Jordan, places a hand on her shoulder, and tells her to satisfy her hunger. With that, the creature's hands reach out and grab Jordan's arm, causing it to burn, and the creature begins to drink her blood. Randall stops his daughter and says, "That's it. Now you can leave now." We then see Randall, who broke Jordan's phone, setting up something in his car. His daughter arrives and steals his pliers. She then gives them to Jordan. She also tells her not to tell Dad I did this because I want to help you. When Randall sees his pliers missing, he realizes his daughter must be helping the girl. He immediately starts climbing down, but by then, Jordan has cut the rope and freed herself. She also frees the woman and tries to take her with her, but Hen Randall appears and points a gun at her. His daughter steps in front of the gun, saying if Jordan is innocent, let her go. But then the woman suddenly attacks Randall. Then he fired a shot, which pierced his daughter's neck, and she died in Jordan's arms. Then she saw the creature, which had now shifted from the girl to Jordan. She ran out, and Randall began crying over his daughter's body. Jordan runs out, and her mother arrived, alerting the police, and the police also arrived there. Randall, weeping, got into his car and fled. The next morning, Claire arrived at the police station and asked her officer friend, "What did you find in the house?" He told her that they had found several bodies inside, and that Randall had been doing this for years. They also discovered his daughter's body. He added that Randall had escaped, but they would catch him soon. Meanwhile, two officers were interrogating Jordan. She explained everything that had happened when, suddenly, she spotted the creature among them. Terrified, Jordan screamed out in fear. The police officers are shocked and cannot understand why she is behaving this way. She comes out and hugs her mother. Claire understood that she must help her daughter. So she immediately called her daughter downstairs and said, "I am ready to do your therapy." She told her neighbor, "If I get hurt even a little during the therapy, please wake me up so we can immediately come out of the dream." She places her hand on her daughter's forehead and immediately enters her mind. There, she sees her daughter sitting outside the house. She immediately picks her up and brings her inside, but it's too dark. She wants to go upstairs. But suddenly, the creature appears in front of her and grabs her hand. This caused Claire's hand to burn. When a neighbor saw Claire's hand burning in the real world, she panicked and slapped her, snapping Claire out of her trance. But Claire realized that the creature had now entered her daughter. She put her daughter to sleep and told the neighbor to stay and take care of her daughter. While she was on an important errand, she immediately went to the hospital where Randall's wife, the girl's mother, was once housed. Claire's client, a nurse, also worked there. Claire met him and asked for information about the girl's mother, which he agreed to. He explained that when her mother was a patient there, the doctor who treated her became terrified one day and ran away. Claire went to meet the doctor and asked about the girl's mother. The doctor told her that patient was the most unusual. Her eyes had turned completely white and her body was burning. I then went to her, where she told me she was seeing some strange terrifying things. Suddenly, my wrist started burning, which frightened me. So I ran away. The doctor also showed Claire his hand. Meanwhile, Jordan had a flashback to her childhood. As she was walking through her house, the creature's branches suddenly grabbed her. She woke up in fear. Then, when she went to look for her mother, she saw the creature following her. As Jordan moved forward, Randall came, kidnapped her, and took her with him. He locked her in a box and brought her to a deserted forest. He started digging a hole to bury her. Jordan asked him why he was doing this. He explained that the creature had now transferred from his daughter to her. If it starved, it would die. That's why he was putting it inside, so it couldn't kill anyone and could only feed on her. After burying her, he goes to the police station and surrenders himself. Claire is also there, asking, "Where's my daughter?" But he doesn't say anything, and the police take him into custody. Claire then asks her friend, "Please let me talk to Randall once." But he refuses, saying it's against their protocol. Then he discovers that the teacher Claire had asked him to keep an eye on was indeed a criminal. He abused young children and has been arrested. This means that what Claire had said was true. Seeing this, Joe grants Claire permission to speak to Randall. So she goes to Randall and asks him, "Tell me where my daughter is?" But he refuses to tell her anything. So she uses her powers to find out where her daughter is. She places her hand on his head and enters his memory, which leads her to the forest, where she discovers that he has buried her daughter. So she immediately takes her keys and goes there with her neighbor. The police officer follows her with his team. Meanwhile, the creature is harassing Jordan because it's hungry. So he was burning her with its touch. Shortly after, Claire and her neighbor arrive and begin digging. They discover the creature is still with Jordan. Claire tells her to distract the police while she finishes the creature once and for all. She then places her hand on her daughter's head and enters her mind. Finding the girl, trembling with fear, Claire pushes further and makes her way into the attic. Well, the creature seizes her by the neck, but Claire quickly presses her hand against its head and slips inside its mind. It turns out the creature's mind is a very scary and dark place. Jordan also entered this mind, and when she went upstairs, she saw her mother and the creature, which made her realize that they were in the creature's memory in his mind's world. Then, Claire saw the creature sitting in the demon chair. He said, "I'm hungry." Claire replied, "I'll kill you." But suddenly, the creature disappeared and attacked from behind. He had tied Claire up and came to kill her. But then, Jordan plunged a dagger into the creature's head. Claire also stabbed the creature, and the creature finally died as it was torn into pieces. After this, the mother and daughter exited the creature's world. Meanwhile, the police spotted Claire and took her away. That sudden jolt pulled both Claire and her daughter back into the real world. Overwhelmed, mother and daughter broke down in tears because at last, everything had been set right. They held each other tightly, and the film ends there.